iconic, dynamic American company. They're special genius. They could get anything you want, anything at all, delivered right to your front door. When they did their IPO, they smashed the market in their category. No one could touch them. They could address customers in every market, pretty much every customer in every market. They had every technology available to them. And then they went bankrupt. So the question is, why didn't Sears become Amazon? Come on inside. I'm Adam Leipzig, professional faculty at UC Berkeley's Haas School of Business. Right now, leadership is about what you say and especially how you say it. The question is, what business are you in when you're communicating with your teams here in the videoverse? Sears didn't become Amazon because they didn't know what business they were in. They thought they were in the catalog business, the retail business. They didn't think that they were in the, we can get the customer anything they want. We are going to be the most customer-centric business in the world business, which is the business that Amazon is in. So when you're communicating, what business are you in? I submit that the business you're in is the business of being the most effective communicator you possibly can be. Communicating with empathy, authenticity, and truth. Now, we spend a lot of time planning what we're going to say, going over our scripts, but research tells us that less than 10% of the impact that we have is the actual words that we say, the transcript of the words that we say. If there were subtitles, less than 10% is what people receive from the actual text of the words. Now, the words are important. They must be true, accurate, authentic. But the other 90% is how we present ourselves, how we look, how we sound, the images. Here's an image. I love this image. Look at that. No words necessary. Trust, compassion, empathy, love. That's what an image can do. And here we are now in the videoverse where we have to be masters of our own image, and we haven't even planned or trained for that. Maybe we don't have any special gear or any technology. It's the reason why I'm practicing doing this with my mobile phone, because I think we all have that. And I'm doing that to give you some tips and pointers on how to be the most effective communicator you possibly can be. It's so important right now, because right now, the only way that we can lead is by getting into a video room with our distributed work groups and our remote offices. And it's very frustrating. I know from my own experience that right now, what appears to be happening is that there's a lot of sluggishness, slowness, inefficiency, difficulty in getting responses the way that we want. That's how it's manifesting. Really what's going on underneath all of that is we're processing a social and a health trauma. And the processing of that trauma manifests itself in inefficiency, in slowness, in difficulty to communicate. We've got to acknowledge that. And in acknowledging that, we as leaders need to find ways to communicate in the most effective ways that we can with compassion for our teams, so our teams can recognize what's going on, that sometimes what's manifesting is not the most effective or efficient way to go about business, and that we can move forward. So here are some suggestions that I can offer you. First is eye line. You really want to be looking at the people you're talking to, which means you can't actually be looking at the image of yourself on your screen. If you're looking at the image of yourself on your screen, your eye line is going to be lower down. If I were to look at my screen right now, it would be right there, and it doesn't look like I'm looking at you anymore. So I'm going back up to the pinhole camera at the top of my phone. Here's a trick. If you are ever working with your laptop and you want to make sure your eye line is high, grab yourself a book, put the book down, put your laptop on it, maybe a stack of books, so you're looking straight at the camera. And you kind of have to look through your peripheral vision at everybody else on the screen, but at least that way they will feel that you're connecting with them. They can see the look in your eyes. Speak slowly and clearly enough. Right now, I'm speaking at about 100 words a minute. There's a really good reason to speak slower than normal speech. Normal American speech is about 120 words a minute. But when we speak at 100 words a minute, it's easier to understand in the videoverse. It's easier to understand if perhaps English is not everybody's first language. And it also conveys a greater sense of authority and command. When you speak, get rid of the garbage words. You have to mentally edit that. It's something that you do and that you practice. And by garbage words, I mean words like, so, you know, hey, you guys. All those words are garbage words because they don't really convey any meaning. They just clutter up the space. They dilute what you have to say with other sounds coming out of your mouth. Why would you want to do that? You can be most efficient and have the greatest impact if the words that you say have the greatest meaning. When you speak, actually visualize what you're talking about and really visualize the people that you are speaking to. Right now, I'm holding an image of a close friend as if I am speaking to them. And by imagining that I'm speaking to them very specifically with compassion and empathy, actually seeing that person's face in front of mine in my imagination instead of actually looking at the pinhole camera, I see that person's face. I'm actually getting to a place of resonance and understanding with another human being, even though we have screens that are mediating what we do. Practice. I actually had to practice this a couple of times so I felt that I could get it right and smoothly. You're not only competing with other people in the videoverse, you're competing with everything else that we see on screens. And we are used to seeing polished people on news channels, on video channels. You actually have to get to that polish, and nobody was born with this level of polish. Nobody was born with the polish that you see on cable news. They practiced and practiced and practiced, generally in local networks, on farm teams, before they got up to the national network. In the same way, we all need to practice, you all need to practice, I need to practice. I practice all the time to try to get a little bit better at my game. Have a plan, know what you're going to say, so it's not aimless. And there's no time contest in these things. A short video is actually better than a long video. Personally, I favor 30-minute maximum video meetings, and it's better to have 3 30-minute meetings on 3 separate subjects than try to get 3 subjects into one 90-minute meeting. Your cars going by, trucks and motorcycles. That's the story about living here in the city. Have a plan, and then in 30 seconds, 30 minutes of totally got me off my game there. Situational awareness, that's what's going on. Sorry about that. Let's just stay right where we are. And 30-minute meetings, have a plan, so you know what you're going to say. And I think even short videos are fantastic because single subject short videos prompt the team into action, and they get people really energized and excited. They actually love seeing your face, and they love hearing directly from you in this way instead of via email. Let's take a moment and go back and see what was going on. Become Amazon. No words necessary. It's the reason why I'm practicing doing this with my mobile phone. It doesn't look like I'm looking at you anymore, so I'm going back up. Put the book down, put your laptop on it. Right now, I'm speaking at about 100 words a minute. So, you know, hey, you guys. Visualize the people that you are speaking to. Practice. Situational awareness, that's what's going on. Sorry about that. Single subject, short videos. The challenge in communicating as a leader is that you want to be effective and you want to be authentic. And to be effective, it takes some practice. And does that make you inauthentic? No, it does not. It's actually the art that causes your authenticity to land with maximum impact.